Emma stood in the cereal aisle for 11 minutes. Not because there were too many options, because she genuinely didn't know which one she liked. She had been buying the same brand for 15 years. Her mother's brand. She put it in the basket, walked to the checkout, and on the drive home, started crying. Not because of the cereal, because she suddenly realized she couldn't remember the last time she had chosen something, really chosen it, for herself. It started when Emma was 12. She had a sketchbook she carried everywhere, on the bus, under the desk at school, beside her plate at dinner. She drew everything. The old woman at the bus stop with the red umbrella, the cat that lived in the building across the street, the way light came through the kitchen window on Sunday mornings. Her art teacher pulled her mother aside one afternoon. "Emma has a real gift," she said. "You should think about art school." Her mother smiled politely, and on the way home, said nothing. That evening at dinner, her father put down his fork. "Your teacher called," he said. Emma looked up, hopeful. "Art school," he repeated. The word sounded like a question he already knew the answer to. Her uncle, the successful lawyer, was visiting that weekend. He had a nice car, a nice watch, a nice apartment in the city center. "Your uncle started with nothing," her father said. "Now look at him. That's a real profession, something you can build a life on." "Artists," her mother added quietly, "live such uncertain lives. No stability, no security. You never know if you'll make it." Emma looked down at her plate. "But I love drawing," she said. "You can draw as a hobby," said her father. "On weekends." The sketchbook went under the bed that night. She picked it up less and less after that. By the time she started university, studying law, she had stopped completely. Not because she stopped loving it, but because she had learned that what she loved didn't count. 20 years later, Emma walked past a small gallery on her lunch break. In the window, a painting stopped her. Nothing special. Just light coming through a kitchen window on a Sunday morning. She stood there for a long time and felt something move in her chest, like a door opening just a crack. After all those years, still there, still waiting. Emma had done everything right. Good grades, sensible degree, stable job, responsible choices. Every single step of the way. Approved by someone else. Her parents wanted her to study law, so she studied law. Her mother thought she should marry Daniel, so she married Daniel. Her colleagues thought the promotion was the right move, so she took the promotion. From the outside, her life looked like a success story. From the inside, it felt like someone else's story. A story she had been handed at birth, with all the chapters already written. And her job was just to show up and read the lines. She was 31 when she first asked herself the question, not out loud, just a quiet thought on a Tuesday morning. Do I actually like my life? She tried to answer it, and couldn't. Not because the answer was no, but because she had never learned how to ask the question. Nobody had ever asked her what she wanted. Not really. As a child, there was always a right answer waiting. Eat your soup before dessert. Do your homework before going out. Finish school before thinking about what you love. Want was dangerous. Want was selfish. Want was what other people did. Responsible people did what they were supposed to do. And Emma had been responsible her whole life. One evening, Emma met her old school friend Lily for wine. Lily was the kind of person who always seemed to know exactly what she wanted. She had left her corporate job at 28 to open a small pottery studio. Her parents thought she was insane. Her colleagues thought she was throwing everything away. Lily thought she was finally starting. Emma had always admired her and secretly judged her. Must be nice, Emma had thought, to be that irresponsible. That evening she asked Lily the question that had been sitting in her chest for months. How do you know what you want? How do you actually hear it? Lily thought for a moment. You know what I noticed? She said. You never order what you want at restaurants. You always ask what I'm having first. Emma opened her mouth to disagree, then closed it, because it was true. It's the same thing, said Lily quietly. You've been asking other people what to order your whole life, not just at restaurants. Here is something nobody tells you about not knowing what you want. It's not a personality trait. It's not who you are. It's a habit. A habit formed so early, you don't even remember learning it. When we are small, nobody asks what we want. They tell us what we need. Eat this, wear that. Be this. Study here. And slowly, the voice that knows what we want gets quieter and quieter. Until one day, standing in a cereal aisle, we realize we can't hear it at all. The people who can hear their own wants didn't find a special gift inside themselves. They just never had it taken away. Or they did the work to get it back. Emma started small. Her therapist gave her one rule. Every day, one tiny decision, made only for herself. Not what made sense. Not what someone else would approve of. Not what was responsible or reasonable or safe. Just, what did she actually want? The first week, she changed her coffee order. She had been ordering a flat white for 6 years. Because Daniel liked flat whites. She ordered a vanilla latte. It felt ridiculous how good it tasted. The second week, she said no to a dinner she didn't want to attend. The third week, she signed up for a drawing class she had been thinking about for 4 years. Nobody approved, nobody disapproved. Nobody really noticed. Because, and as it turned out, the society she had been dressing for, the people she had been performing for, the invisible audience she had spent her whole life trying to impress, wasn't watching. It had never been watching. It existed only in her head. 6 months later, Emma walked into that same gallery on her lunch break. This time, she didn't stop at the window. She walked inside. She spoke to the owner for 20 minutes. About light, about composition, about what it feels like when a painting says something words can't. She drove home that evening with a set of watercolors on the passenger seat, the first ones she had owned since she was 12. She didn't know if she was good anymore. She didn't know if it mattered. She just knew that for the first time in 20 years, she was choosing something for herself. Emma stood in the cereal aisle again. This time, she spent 30 seconds. She picked the one with the strawberries. She had always liked strawberries. She just never thought that was allowed. And Emma? 6 months after that drawing class, she entered a small local art competition. She didn't win, but the judge pulled her aside afterward. You have a real gift, he said. The same words her art teacher had said 20 years ago. Emma smiled. This time, she believed it. So, how do you know what you actually want? You start by noticing what you don't want. Every time you say yes and feel a quiet sinking feeling, that's information. Every time you do something on autopilot without asking yourself why, that's information. Every time you ask someone else's opinion before forming your own, that's information. Want doesn't arrive fully formed. It whispers. First, in small things. The cereal, the coffee order, the dinner you didn't want to go to. And if you listen to the small things, the bigger ones get easier to hear. You were not born without desires. You were just taught, very early, that they didn't matter. They do. They always did. So here is your question for today. Think of one decision you made this week. Was it yours? Or was it someone else's voice speaking through you? Tell me in the comments. I read every single one. See you in the next story.